Rolls, rolls. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mangoes. Hot power retains if you ask a shower posse to tell you that it's hours of the rain. For about 400 courses, there was power in the rain. All them towers up in flames. I never look at 24 hours, it's the same. Bitch, I'm Jack Bauer, Mr. Matt Black Power. You a mixture of the chat. Yeah. Hashtag Mr. Me Too. You met Red Pillar. I suggest that you niggas meet Blue in the land of the pain. Yeah. It's Cobra fire. Nah, 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 nah. These roles, these environments. Yeah. Golden palms. That's the gems. That's the open palm. They wouldn't let me in. Nah. ESPN. Message heavy. Mystics in the forest. There's more, did I say a Saurus? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't know. Hold on.
To this day. To this day.
Yeah, my niggas. That right there is off of the Red Summer album. That is your that's Red and Blue Pill. The name of that song right there. Yeah, Choke Black to me. It's China Flow. Okay. That's China Flow. Check that out. Video coming as soon as niggas get a budget. To this day. All right, let's do the shout out. Let's do the roll call for that matter of fact. See who's in the building. All right. Let's start from DFW in the building. Dallas, is that Dallas Fort Worth? Right? Y'all get it's kind of lit out there. Shout out to Dallas Fort Worth. Detroit in the building. Detroit in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Album fire. I appreciate that, Kels. Detroit in the building. Cleveland, Ohio in the building. Somebody said that the volume was low. Don't break my heart. Chicago in the building. Staten Island, South Side of Houston, Hinesville. I need you niggas to hear the music. Milwaukee in the building. Dade County in the building. Savannah in the building. Norfolk, Louisville. Mars is in this bitch. Oakland, Khalifa. Talk Black to me. Peoria. Peoria. I don't know how to pronounce that. But Illinois was happening. Woodbridge. Savannah. Savannah, Georgia. Leaks. Wagwan Leaks, man. AT Aliens is in the building. All right, Compton, California is here. Baton Rouge is here. Baton Rouge. It was kind of low. It was booming in my headphones. It was kind of low. That's what you're telling me. Canada's in the building. It wasn't as loud as it was in my headphones. Y'all didn't get the surround sound. That's what I'm hearing. San Diego in the building. Okay. Austin is in the building. The NO. We see you. London, we see you. Newark, salute. All right. Salute to London. Northern Virginia. Important. Where exactly is Northern Virginia? Like, what's the provinces? What's the jurisdiction? I would like to know that. North Kakalaki, North Carolina. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm talking about Phoenix in the building, 215 in the building, North Carolina in the building. All right. The South is in here deep. I don't know what I be doing in the South, but the South be in here deep, bruh. That's what's up. That is what's uppington. You feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody up in this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Give me 1 second, y'all. Doo, 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 doo. Shout out to everyone. Oh, Sacramento, Oakland, Manassas Park, Fairfax, Virginia. Okay. Northern Virginia is 30 minutes from. Oh, is that Fairfax? I don't like. Yeah. People put on your seatbelts when you drive through fucking Fairfax. How about that? Because you know that they don't play no games. Chester, Phoenix, Cincinnati, the Natty, Ohio. The whole new. That's what I'm talking about. Don't just claim one side. Take. You know what I mean? Take the whole shit, bruh. The whole no. You know what you talking about? 412. That's what you call the DMV area? Literally? Really? Okay. I'm learning something. Yeah, Fairfax is ruthless. You don't talk. They had your boy. They had Blue Pill kidnapped decades ago. They had him underneath that bitch. You know what I'm talking about? They had my brother kidnapped up in that piece. They ruthless. But yeah, so somebody said I need the copper and amethyst grill. Look, I got the drippy, I got the drippery. I'm gonna put this on my doorbell. You know when niggas come and knock on your door, this is gonna be on the door. I have a peephole right in the middle so I could look through and be like, "Is that Amazon with my package?" But we're gonna find a way to weld this to my door so nobody could actually steal the shit. We don't want the people who deliver the packages to walk away with it. But this is gonna be like this is gonna be for the door. This is gonna be on the door of my estate. You know what I'm talking about? It's gonna be on the door of the estate. You know what I mean? Real talk. Willow, Alaska. Is it cold out there? Is it cold out there in Willow? Because it's cold where I'm at. I'm wondering if it's cold where I'm at, how is it feeling in Alaska? Let me know if the poles are shifting because it might be warm as a mother. You know what I'm saying? It might be warm as a motherfucker and just cold where I'm at. So please enlighten me. Let me see something. Let me see something. So how's everybody doing? How was your weekend? I'm wondering well, today's Thursday, so how's your week been? How's your week been? How's everything going with everybody? I hope everybody is in fine health. Okay. Uh Before we even begin, right? And once again, this is a what is that? Like um this is just a word of advice for anybody that's out there who are looking to advertise on the channel. We basically opened it up about last week and whatnot. So we have a bunch of people who have replied. Salute to everybody who sent me emails inquiring about the advertising and whatnot. We're gonna cap it about 5 people. I don't want to be doing 1 hour of commercials before we get to the business, right? So we're gonna cap it around 5 people, maybe 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to pay the bills. You know how that goes. We got to pay the bills. So, one of our first sponsors for the evening, I'm going to play the video right now. It's a good brother of mine. A lot of people have been asking me about my crowns and whatnot. This is not a hat. You know what I'm talking about? We might, niggas might wrestle if you say, yo, I like your hat. I'm like, where? What are you looking at? Because I got a crown on, family. This is not a hat. So shout out to everybody who has supported the brother Copper Mike so far with his crowns. And for anybody else that is gonna inquire, I'm gonna drop some links in the description so you can tap in with the brother. You know what I'm talking about? But let's go ahead and play this commercial real quick.
Do your best to subscribe to Conscious Black Crystal Connection. Peace.
And then, we have this power inside of us, this strength inside of us when we need it, that we tap into. The adrenaline kicks in and it supercharges our avatar bodies and gives us super strength for a short period of time. And then we're capable of doing more, the most incredible things,
Twist the rock the mic non-stop, so when you spot that twist the rock the mic non-stop, so when you spot that neighborhood type hot track, show recipe format.
Thank y'all.
And we appreciate
And
you.
thank you, brother.
All right, can I get a shout out to say peace to the Conscious Black Crystal
Peace
Connection?
to the Conscious Black Crystal Connection.
Yeah, all day, every day.
All day, every day.
There we are.
Stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel. Appreciate you, Lord.
All right, all right, all right. All right. Shout out to brother Shabazz in the NYC. All right. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. Yeah, shout out to my bro Shabazz. And shout out to Copper Mike. All right. Check the brother out, like I said. And he'll take care of you. All right. He'll take care of you. Okay. Yes, indeed. Tapping in quick things. All right. London, UK cap. All right. I see you. I see you, London. I see you, London. I actually put some, this throwback Thursday. I actually put some pictures up of the trip that we took to London. I was reminiscing on London earlier today. And I was like, damn, bro, I kind of low key missed that place because, you be ripping and running and whatnot. You don't realize the vibes and shit. You know what I mean? You don't realize the vibes that took place because things are going so fast. But when I looked at the picture, I was reminded of the vibes that was provided when I went over to the UK. I don't know if anybody has ever been there to the UK, any of the Mindem been across the pond and visited the UK, but the energy over there is definitely a powerful energy. It's a real energy. That's something that I could definitely say. Sometimes you could go somewhere and there be the fakery in the air and whatnot. But when it came to the UK, the love was so genuine. Just the way everybody was carrying themselves was just real to me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated it. And I definitely came back to America, or what they call the States, with new respect. Not to say that I didn't have respect, but shit, until you get to be around certain people or till you visit somebody, you really don't know what the fuck is going on in their habitats. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that the UK was on one, you know what I mean? Because I seen them put on. I actually seen them in America more than I seen Americans over there. They popping up at the events, you know what I'm saying? Putting on and whatnot. They was in Harlem, they was in the A, you know, and I hadn't gone over there. But the way that they were coming to America, I'm like, shit, maybe I need to go over there and see what's popping with the queen. And then I went there and I was like, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, they're very serious about consciousness. That not just consciousness in a sense of, you know, the names and whatnot. No, they're serious about the information. Like they was asking me questions that I remember real studious students asking really early in this shit. You know what I mean? Like in the LIU days, they were inquiring on levels that I was like, you niggas are studying. So shout out to the Mondem. I know that ever since we went out there, there's been like a shift in the energy to whereas consciousness or whatever they call it has somewhat spread more like a wildfire. You know, it wasn't as big as it was when we were there in 2019. Now that shit is kind of in a lot of people's hearts out there. So they're really representing and they're waking up. They see a lot of things, the global reset, you know, they're on lockdown out there. There was a lot of information that came out about the queen, right? I don't know if y'all noticed, but you know, and it was told to me. I didn't really know it because I was finna go out there and be real ratchet with my mouth. There's like, chill, the mind them, you know, you can't come over here and talk crazy about the queen. I'm like, why not? They like, fam, this is not America. You know what I'm talking about? Like, niggas will come and see you. They said then they kidnapped Jules said Tedder. Yeah, I think, you know, he was out of line. They had to clean him up. You know what I'm saying? I think he was out there stunting. They had to clean him up. You know what I'm talking about? He's okay though. So they was like, yeah, you can't talk that much about the queen and whatnot. So I was like, whatever. But now, over the past summer, it's been a lot of information coming out about the queen, information that I don't even think that some of the people in London maybe even knew about or were feeling privy to even talking open about, right? So, you know, there's like I said, to make a long story shorter, there's been a more the grid or the mounds, because remember, there's a lot of mounds out there. So it's a lot of Moorish history out there. The grid is alive in UK. You know what I'm talking about? The grid is alive in Leeds, in they call it not Birmingham, Birmingham Veg. You know, it's more. I mean, it was alive when we went out there. Keep the, you know, no cap. Like they was out there deep. I'm talking about deep. We was in Croydon, we was in Leeds, we was in Birmingham Veg, you know, we was in Brixie. They was deep, you know what I mean? But they're deeper now. You know what I'm talking about? They're deeper now. So I can't wait to get back over across the pond when all of this fuckery or whatever we call this shit clears up. You know what I mean? And they open up the borders and whatnot because, you know, we're going to make a movie. We're going to make it pop. We're going to go back over there. We were over there for a week. I'm trying to go over there for a month. Not trying. I'm aiming on going over there for a minute. You know what I mean? Because there's work to be done over there. I want to go and explore, you know. Shout out to all of my Moors. And if you're claiming the Moorish ancestry, it's very imperative that you cross the pond. Like Blue Pill said, we have a left and a right hemisphere of our brain. Until you really start traveling, you're not going to activate that hemisphere just chilling on the block or just being in your jurisdiction in your state and whatnot. That hemisphere gets activated by traveling. You have to travel to another hemisphere of the planet to activate your brain. You feel what I'm saying? You know, the Red Sea, the middle passage and whatnot. You got to move around a little bit. You got to go to the continent and touch down, kiss that ground. You got to go to hit the Caribbeans, drink the water, drink the tap water, my nigga. Eat from, like I told people before, I'm going to eat from whatever land that I go to. I'm not, you know, shit. I'm going to eat the plants and I just might eat the fucking animals. It depends on how I feel that week. You know what I'm talking about? It don't matter. You know, I take me a laxative, some fucking cascara. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna partake, you know, in the whatever they have on that land, so I could tap into that land, because eating, that's a language. That's how you communicate. You know what I mean? And there's DNA all around whenever you go somewhere. Smoke the weed, you know what I mean? Drink the water, eat the fruits, and maybe even the birds, you know? And I'm like, you begin to become one with the land, you know? When I went to Puerto Rico, I demolished the fish right there. They got shit right out to sea. You know what I'm talking about? I had to wait for Supernova to leave and whatnot. He flew back, and I just bodied the fish, you know? And it tastes different. I promise you. It was a red snapper. The shit tastes different than the snapper that I've eaten before. The London, UK has a great Black African culture. Yeah, that's a fact. They do. They do. Very proud. From what I picked up, they're very proud of their culture, you know. And they're like, they're kind of like finding out a lot more, you know what I mean, because of this age of this conscious renaissance, it's happening. They're finding out more, they're becoming more proud. There's a lot more pride, you know what I mean, to represent Haiti, to represent Senegal, to represent Ghana, to represent places like, Jamaica, shit like that, because that's where a lot of those people in that I met in the UK is from. You know what I mean? It's a smorgasbord of brothers and sisters from the islands and the continent, and they holding it down. So yeah, we're gonna go there to the UK and we're gonna perform. Hopefully, I'm putting that out there. I'm affirming that we will be there either the end of 21 Savage 2021 or at the top of 2022, because we said it before. 2022 is lit. This is the buildup. You know what I'm talking about? This is the buildup, my niggas. It's 2022 that we looking at. That's when, you know, that's when it's lit. You been to Haiti as fine sisters there? Okay. Yeah, they trying to hide Black culture in Spain. That's a factory. Look, I'm going to Portugal when I go back. I'm running through Spain. I already talked to Saber. He gave me the skinny on what's going on in Spain. I'm like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, you could buy, if you want to live out there, it's affordable. If you want to be on your Moors, have return type shit and just pitch a tent, my nigga, you can do that. But I'm going to do some digging and researching. You know, I'm gonna go up in them temples and I'm just gonna tap in. Whatever I have to do to tap in, I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna go on the mounds. Scotland has a lot of Moorish history. Yes, it does. Ireland has mad Moorish history too. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind when you go into the dictionary and when you look up Moors, right? It says that it's a mound in Europe, right? The Moors or like they reclassified it as mounds. I'm like, damn, is that where they buried niggas? You know what I'm saying? Are those burial mounds? Like, I don't know, but wherever they are, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna tap in, because if I know one thing, I know that they have our history buried in the shallow graves. Not that, because it wasn't that long ago, so they can't bury everything. Can't bury everything. And if you know what you know, whenever you go somewhere, you see it with a different set of eyes. You know what I'm talking about? You'll see things with a different set of eyes. Like when I went to Puerto Rico and I was in San Juan, I was seeing shit with a whole different set of eyes than a regular tourist would see. I seen the whole legacy. I seen a whole story unfold before me. I was like, damn, this is deep. These streets were paved in gold. You know what I mean? I saw it. So the same way that you have the African brothers and sisters from the continent flooding Europe, right? running through Europe, literally, you know, setting off fears of what they call Islamophobia and xenophobia. The reason why a lot of the Europeans are tapped into the xenophobia is because shit is in their DNA. You know what I'm talking about? It's inside of them. They remember, right? A time when they were being ran through by the descendants of these same Africans. They remember. It's muscle memory. Shit is kicking in. They remember their women choosing. Right? That shit kicked in. They see you go to Paris and they you don't talk about. You go to certain places in Europe. You know what I mean? Niggas is on top, literally. Yeah, respectfully. And the European, they like, damn, don't nothing change. You know what I mean? As much as we did to these niggas, look at this. The women is still out there choosing. Did I hear what Billy Carson said about the Moors? No, I didn't. What did he say about the Moors? You know? They would kiss our feet if we go out there with our fez on. Oh, that's a fact. Bruh. I'm going when I go to Spain, my nigga. Not only am I gonna have my fez on, I'm going with the full cape on, like I'm fucking Capleton, nigga. Like I'm going in full regalia. I might even pull up on a horse, my niggas. Like I'm going in full regalia. I'm gonna be in full character. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going in full character. I'm not letting up. I'm gonna have a translator with me. They're gonna be trying to talk to me. I'm gonna talk to them in pig Latin, my niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Pig Latin. Fully, you know what I mean? With all I'm gonna be in my more nigga. I'm gonna be playing Taj from the Bluetooth. I'm going in full regalia. You know what I'm talking about? You know. Okay, 20 East. I see you. That's right. It's up. It's definitely up. I see you for All-Star Weekend. That's gonna be litty. I think I might be there for that. Mars is our land. And a brother opened up a case. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know? Yeah, we pull it up like 300, on horses. Niggas is equestrians. You know, and the horse ain't gonna be a regular horse. That's not Ralph. The horse is gonna have, it's gonna be embossed. It's gonna have, you go and Google equestrian, go and Google, what is that? The Nigerian horses. Go and Google that. Go and Google equestrian horses. I'm talking about the finest of finest horses. That not that Ralph Lauren shit. The finest horses. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than Ralph. You know what I mean? These niggas had jewels on. I don't know if you ever read Golden Age of the Moors when they spoke about the battles that took place. And when the Moors have finally got defeated, it took them a long time to defeat the Moors. They were on the battlefield. The Europeans were on the battlefield for 3 whole days, taking all of the jewelry and the silk, all of the riches, right? All of the riches and whatnot off of the Moors. That's how drippy we were. We would go to battle, right, with a lot of our expenses with us. We would go to battle, you know, we just had layers of shit. You know what I'm talking about? They would spend days, Golden Age of the Moors. They would spend days after the battle, like how you saw in the movie 300 when they were stabbing, you know, walking over the bodies and whatnot and piling them up and whatnot. You know, that's a depiction, that's a reenactment of some of the things that took place during the Reconquista and the Inquisition. Well, really, the Inquisition was taking niggas out of their castles and whatnot and burning them or torturing them. And then the Europeans running up in the castles. Matter of fact, to keep it a Buckington, the same thing that you saw on Capitol Hill, where they sacked Capitol Hill, like I said before. Remember that that image and whatnot was also something that was alluding to something that has happened before. The Europeans, that's their dog whistle. That was indicative of them sacking the castles. When they would sack the castle, when they would sack the quote unquote holy city and whatnot. Go and research Constantinople and whatnot, when they sacked Jerusalem and shit like that. You feel me? That's how they would come up in that bitch and they would climb the walls. Like when you saw Game of Thrones. Oh, really? The book is expensive? I didn't know that the price went up on the book. The shit was a dub when I was out there shopping for it. I'm just saying, I'll make some calls. You can hit me on a what's the email? Let me show you the email. Let's see if I can make some calls and get that book. 250 pound. What book y'all talking about? Let's be clear. I just want to make sure that this is the same book. Is that the Golden Age of the Moors from Ivan Van Sertima or Stanley Lane Poole? Are we talking about the same books? You know what I'm talking about? Is that the same books? Golden Age of the Moors is too, but shit. Let me see if I can resell my shit for a few $100. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Yeah, you could find a PDF. I mean, look, y'all niggas been on the internet longer than me. You know what I'm saying? You should know how to silver surf this bitch. Put the name of the book, .book. Go on Google and put .book or put .pdf, my niggas. Right? And it will come up. You wonder how many battles are depicted on the artifacts in the museums. I could give you a whole list of the battles. That they have battles that are not, it's not a secret. There's mad battles. You know, we were in multiple battles. We were in the 700-year war, you know? There's a lot of battles, you know? Yeah. See, somebody said that it was easy. They got the PDF. The European hired the Moors as mercenaries. Well, you know, they was out there drilling, my nigga. That was the original drill team. You feel me? They was doing hits. They were called the assassins. You know, when you hear the word assassins, the original assassins, the hashashish, those would be the Moors. You know, they were different. When you talk about Moors back in those days, we gotta remember that there were different dynasties, and those dynasties were in opposition to other dynasties. The same conflicts that you have in Islam today, where people claiming lineage of Muhammad and people claiming, you know, kinship to other people, the Wahhabism and all of that. You know, the Umayyad, that shit started with like the Umayyad dynasty. That was one of the first Moorish dynasties and whatnot. They've always been in conflict. It wasn't unified like that. Dynasties was banging on other dynasties. Caliphates was hating on other caliphates. They were not recognizing the Moorish caliphate in Spain, the ones in Egypt and whatnot, the ones on the quote unquote what they call now the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, you know, real talk. It's been a lot of snake shit going on. You know, they eventually become privateers or pirates of the Caribbean, corsairs, you know, mercenaries, assassins, all that shit. All of that. It wasn't these groups that I speak of, you know, we always apply modern day democratic morality to niggas that was living 800 years ago. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if the same rules apply. They wasn't rolling the morality, the level of morality and what you call morals and principles, you know, they were tweaking. Yeah, go and watch the movie Assassin's Creed. They goddamn it right there. The movie. I don't play video games like that. My son does. But the movies. There's a movie called Assassin's Creed. It's straight. That's the moral story. When he's going to get the apple, and then there's a battle where a castle gets taken, right? And it's Mohammed X, who's Bobden, or yeah, I could be pronouncing it wrong, but Mohammed X is his other name, right? The fall of Alhambra, 1491. That's what they're showing in the movie. Yeah, that's the story, right? That's one of the stories right there. You know, they lost a lot of battles, but there was a decisive battle that they lost. And that decisive battle basically gave Christendom their powers, you know, or it helped restore Christendom power. And now you see where we're at now. You know what I mean? You see where we're at now. Yeah, the Buccaneers, they were considered the Buccaneers. So when you hear the Saracens, the Buccaneers, the Privateers, the Corsairs, these are all names that they use in history to avoid saying Moors. You be like, they don't talk about the Moors. No, they talk about the Moors, but they talk about it in Renaissance literature. They talk about it with a fucking spin. You know what I'm talking about? The same way that they'll talk about the Cometians, the same way that they'll talk about the Phoenicians. They talk about it with a spin, the same way that they talk about certain tribes of Indians. They renamed them niggas. The Seminoles is the Europeans' name. So when a European was talking about us in literature, they anglicized turns into Angelo, right? Alfonso. They love using that shit. Alfonso. Niggas became Alfonso from fucking Musa Ibn. You know what I mean? Niggas was Musa Ibn. And then when they tell your story and they anglicize you, you're Alfonso, nigga. Alfonso X. Alfonso the third. Yeah, that's how they do it. That's how they do it. And they do that. They did it with King Philip, right? There's a war called the King Philip War in New England, right? One of the reasons why these niggas took New England is because of the outcome of King Philip's War, right? Who the fuck is a King Philip? That's the name they gave him. You know what I'm talking about? That's the name that they gave him. It's not his name. It's not his name. But the King Philip War, the captors, right? It was an armed conflict. You want to learn something? Let's go to school, guys. Let's go to school. Hold on. Go see something about King Philip. King Philip's War was an armed conflict in 1675 to 1678, right? So that's a 3-year conflict, right? A lot can happen in 3 years, right? Niggas can't even go 3 rounds. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas ain't built for 3 rounds. They went to war for 3 years, right? Between indigenous inhabitants of New England and the New England colonists and their indigenous allies, right? AKA niggas that was drilling against their ops. My enemy's enemy is my ally, right? Niggas need to study Machiavelli. You know what I'm talking about? Study Machiavelli and some other war generals, Sun Tzu, because the type of Christianized Judeo-Christian morality, the way niggas think and how they move, Yeah, I don't know. That's that post Martin Luther King shit. I don't know where that mentality comes from. It's not a warrior mentality. I'm sorry. No cap. It's not a warrior mentality. I don't know where this shit is foreign. It's not, it's not how people was moving, family. This, even this 48 laws of power, that when you read the book, they're always referring to some Romans and Greeks. It's not how niggas was moving. You don't know, well, where's our war generals? Did we study Hannibal? No. We're not studying war generals. Niggas studied MLK. Niggas are studying Jesus as a hippie. Not Jesus with the flaming sword, right? Not Jesus with the locks. Niggas is studying Caesar Bourgeois, right? Caesar Bourgeois with the chancletas, with the open toe sandals, okay? And the blonde tips. That nigga. They're not studying gangster Jesus. Just look at the OGs. Look at your great grandparents, right? From back in their days. They was moving differently before the MLK shit. I'm talking about pre-civil rights niggas, the elders who had like acres and whatnot in estates, and the elders who was fighting for 100 rounds, bare knuckles, like Jack Johnson. Them niggas, the ones that didn't smile, right? How they was moving militant. They was moving militant. They was moving. They was not playing no games. They were moving like they was on go. So let's get back to the story. The Wampanoag chief who adopted the name Philip because of the friendly relations between his father, Massasoit, and the Mayflower Pilgrims. Right? You see the word adopted? Mm-hmm. So in order to be around these Peckerwoods, in order for them to feel like you kinfolk, they want you to adopt their name. They want you to adopt their name. Yeah, Bass Reeves. You think he was playing any games with niggas? You think he became the big homie, by turning the other cheek, niggas? No, it's not. That's not what happened. I'm on DuckDuckGo. I'm not on Google. The war continued in the most northern reaches of New England until the signing of the Treaty of Casco Bay, right? It brought the war between the Eastern Indians and the English settlers. It brought it to a close. There's no surviving copy of the treaty or the proceedings. Historians are forced to rely on a summary by Jeremy Belknap in his 19. No, they tore that shit up. They, you know what I'm talking about? They tore it up. They tore it up. It ain't talking about they didn't have no records. Nigga, please. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the fucking war that gave the Europeans Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine, all of these places where the fucking Patriots and all of these niggas is at. Boston Celtics and all. Yeah, all of that came as a result of this war. Okay? So this war is extremely important in history. Extremely important. The war was the greatest calamity in the 17th century New England and is considered by many to be the deadliest war in colonial American history. In a space of a little more than a year, 12 of the region's towns were destroyed and many more were damaged. The economy of Plymouth and Rhode Island colonies was all but ruined and their population was decimated, losing 1/10 of all men available for military service. More than half of New England towns were attacked by natives. Hundreds of Wampanoags and their allies were publicly executed or enslaved, and the Wampanoags were left effectively landless. King, listen to this, right? This is History 101. We in Black history, right? This is Black history. Shit. This is when this is when niggas got blacked out. King Philip's War began the development of the independent American identity. The New England colonists faced their enemies without support from any European government or military, and this began to give them a group identity separate and distinct from Britain. Okay? End of story. In New England, for if niggas want to bring it back, right? If niggas want to bring it back, right? You got to wake that grit up. You know what I'm talking about? You got to dig those bones up. You're gonna have to do something on that part of town where niggas is in Connecticut and Maine and all of that, Rhode Island and Vermont, you know, because that's where a lot of things started. Oh, let's not even get into the Seminole Wars 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I want to take it a little back. The reason why the King Philip War is important is, like I said, this is 1675, right? This is a throwback, you know. As a result of King Philip losing this war, what did they do? I got it on my page, right? They did what? They enslaved the Indians, and then they shipped them to places like where? Jamaica, Puerto Rico, right? They shipped them to Europe, right? England, to be exact. Why? You tell me, right? You tell me. I would say this. I would ask the audience this. When you go to Connecticut, right? You got to ask yourself, why the fuck are Puerto Ricans in Connecticut? Like, why is there mad Puerto Ricans in Connecticut? What the fuck do they, out of all of the places that a fucking Puerto Rican can go, why not go to the Bronx? What the fuck are they, what's in Connecticut, nigga? It's mad mountainous. It's extremely cold in the winter. How can a tropical people, I was in Puerto Rico, my niggas. How could a tropical, the niggas surrounded by beaches and whatnot, and it's purely paradise, it's tropical. How could a tropical people migrate from a tropical island and come to Connecticut? Do you know why? Why the fuck is Jamaicans in Connecticut? Do you know the second biggest the second biggest residential area for Jamaicans from the island is in fucking Hartford in Connecticut? Jamaicans in Connecticut? What is it? Because the rent is cheap, nigga? Is there what's going on? Is there pasa out there? No. They're coming back home. They're coming home to their ancestral land. That's my hypothesis. The reason why they came back is because they're from there. I'm not saying that the whole island of Puerto Rico is from Connecticut, niggas. What I'm saying is, when King Philip and them lost the war, they were identified as the Taino Indians, and they shipped them to the islands. And then when they were able to come back, yeah, Puerto Rico is full of mountains. When they were able to come back to the States, they went to where they came. They went to where they were originally from. Okay, in those regions and whatnot. I'm just saying. When I see them, when I look at Puerto Ricans in Connecticut, I'm like, God damn it, put some feathers on. Let me see. Put some war paint. Oh, God, nigga, you're an Indian. How about that? You're not, you're an Indian that speaks Spanish. You know what I'm talking about? You're an Indian that speaks Spanish. You niggas look like those cartoons. You look like the depictions. Just a little amalgamated. But truth be told, y'all are the Indians. You just speak a Spanish tongue. And you got a little bit of that Spaniard blood in you. So, you know, you're looking a little Diego a little bit. But truth be told, my nigga, you are Pocahontas in them. There's no way possible. There's no way possible that two different distinct island people come back to a place that when I did the research, it said that when they got defeated, they shipped them to the Caribbeans. They shipped them off to the Caribbeans. This is in the late 1600s. This is before they was talking about all of that. Oh, they put us in chains. Because the first form of quote unquote slavery, or the first depiction of the whole slave trade, if you haven't been told, it wasn't coming from Africa. It was sending niggas from America, right, to the whatchamacallit. It was sending dudes from America to the different islands, getting them off of the land because they were landless. They were landless. Right? I'll read it to you real quick because I don't like to be on some speculator. I don't like to speculate. I don't like to shoot from the hip and then can't back it up. Here we go. This is the aftermath, right? Southern New England. The war in Southern New England largely ended with Metacomet's death. More than 1,000 colonists and 3,000 natives had died. More than half of all New England towns were attacked by native warriors, and many were completely destroyed. Several natives were enslaved and transported to Bermuda, including Metacomet's son, and numerous Bermudians today claim ancestry from the native exiles. Now, I got family on my father's side, this Bermudian, and look straight Indian. I promise you, all facts. Members of the Sachem's extended family were placed among colonists in Rhode Island and eastern Connecticut. Other survivors joined Western and Northern tribes and refugee communities as captives or tribal members, right? Some of the native refugees returned to Southern New England, right? Plymouth Colony lost close to 8% of its adult male population and a smaller percentage of women and children to native warfare or other causes associated with the war. Native losses was much greater, with about 2,000 men killed or who died of injuries in the war, more than 3,000 dying of sickness or starvation, and another 1,000 natives sold into slavery and transported to other areas, such as the British controlled islands in the Caribbean. About 2,000 natives escaped to other tribes to the north or west. They joined native attacks from those bases well into the next century. Historians estimate as a result of King Philip's War, the native population of southern New England was reduced by about 40 to 80%. Okay, 40 to 80%. And they were shipping these niggas all up and down to the islands, right? All up and down to the islands. So, yeah, there you have a little bit of history. You know what I'm talking about? So when you look at why, look up the term Garifuna. Yeah, that was in Honduras, right? So when you look at why places such as the Commonwealth of Connecticut and whatnot stays on top of niggas' necks and whatnot, and why they hang the youth and why they hang the youth and why they stay on top of them, right? And why they send them up the river the way that they do, I would say they know more about the ancestry, right? By way of DNA tests, you know, the minute you're born and shit like that. You know, they could run they run your blood and find out your ancestry without ancestry.com. They know who they're dealing with. They know the potential right? That these niggas got. They know what's in their bloods because they know when they went to war against them, they decimated them. Both sides got decimated, respectfully. Them Indians wasn't playing no games. So now these are narco towns, narco states. People are sedated on all kind of chemicals. You know, niggas want to be like Griselda. They want to be rappers and shit. They want to be drug dealers. They want to be shotters and, all of that stupid shit, all of that rapper shit. And they don't want to know who the fuck they are. They don't want to tap into who the hell they are. So they gonna suffer. They suffer. The people perish before a lack of knowledge. You know what I'm talking about? The people perish for a lack of knowledge. And when you go into New England, these motherfuckers is holding their noses in the air, the Peckerwoods, like they could do no wrong. You know what I'm talking about? Like they shit don't stink. They living big, fat on the hog. I'm talking about they living on big estates, bigger nine. And they even brought the Yahoodis over there to help, suppress our people a little bit more. But yeah, that's the history, That's what they don't want you to know. That's some of the history. It's a lot more history, but that's just one of them. King Philip's War, like I said, they'll anglicize our names. They'll give us these European names and whatnot. They'll anglicize it to take away the sting. They don't want to say your original name because that's like saying Candyman. They'll say your anglicized name. Like they don't like saying rapper's name. They'd rather say their fucking government. You know what I'm talking about? They'd be like, Earl Simmons got in trouble again. No, nigga, that's DMX. Like, let's be clear. Who are you talking about? There is no Earl Simmons. It's only DMX. Fuck is you saying? You know what I mean? Say his name. Say his name, nigga. Invoke it. You know what I mean? They want to say your government name when you in trouble and shit. Fuck out of here. One drop of melanin blood is priceless and magic. Yeah, that's a fact. And then that, of course, yes, I say all of that to say that it goes back to the initial conversation that we've had, that this whole thing is dealing with birthright theft, civics and heritage suppression, right? Status recorrection, because we have uncorrected statuses. We are currently in a slave status, or what they may call a vassal status. Do you know what a vassal status means? A vassal status in a vassal state means that, nigga, you could get good credit. You could get a car and a house. You even could get you some white girls, nigga, if you really want to. You could get you some fucking hard bottom shoes. You could do everything that you want in the vassal state, but you're going to pay us our taxes, right? And you're going to stay in you're going to pay us our taxes. You're going to play the motherfucking game, and you're going to stay in your position because you're a vassal. But you're allowed to live. That's what a vassal state means. It means that we conquered you, but we're going to allow you to live. We're going to allow you to function. You're not going to function underneath the sword. We're not going to do you like that. You're not indentured, my nigga. You're just a vassal. Pay your fucking taxes, pay your wages, be our workers, right? Because now they upset the niggas is playing with stocks and shit. And, niggas is out here balling on Clubhouse. You know what I mean? Niggas is millionaires. They're like, these niggas are trying to learn. Like, they don't want to work for us anymore. They're trying to refigure this shit out. The Great Reset. But go and research vassal states. That's exactly what you see in America. And in the colonies, like in the islands and other places, those are vassal states. But you try kicking the hornet's nest. You try making too much noise, right? You try to act the fuck up and you'll see what happens to you. That's when they send the Roman soldiers at you. Okay. Mr. Anderson. That's when they sent Agent Smith after you to shut your ass down and unplug you from the matrix. You're in a vassal state. You got to play your position and know your role, right? They'll remind you in a court of law when nobody is in there. They'll kick everybody out or they'll wait for you to come out last. They'll remind you, nigga. Did you forget what the fuck this is? You know what I'm talking about? Like, respectfully, nigga. Like, do you want it to remind? Yeah, 80 years, nigga. You forgot what this is? You know what I'm saying? You forgot who we are? You'll be in the dragon's lair and you'll see the fangs of the dragon if you really want to see that. They'll show it to you. You know what I'm talking about? They'll show it to you. You just won't have no witnesses to be like, you see what I said? No, nigga, they'll show it to you though. You'll see them. If you yearn to see it, they will pull the mask off and show you who they are and remind you what this is. King Philip. You know what I'm talking about? They'll King Philip these niggas. I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen. So move wisely. With no fear. You only die once, niggas. But move wisely though. Don't be arrogant. Don't wear the shit on your sleeves. You know what I'm talking about? Be aware of what a vassal state is. Be aware of these people that you're dealing with. Be aware of, how they handled your ancestors and how their Masonic ancestors told them how to handle you. Right? An iron fist and a velvet glove. You know what I'm talking about? You coddle these niggas. But if they get out of line, smash them. You know what I mean? Because we can't afford any kind of uprisings. Them King Philip niggas had us on the gates. You know what I'm talking about? They had us on the gates. We still haven't recovered fully from it. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think they fully recovered to this day.
To this day.
I don't think they fully,
To this day.
Nah, Dante. I don't think they fully recovered. To this day. The darker the berry, the older the star. That's a ball, my naga. I like that one. You know what I'm talking about? So what's going on in the news? I saw a video today where a European man killed a man and his wife over nothing. Over nothing. Going back, just to show you who you're dealing with. And, you get to see the level of, you get to see the Iceman inheritance, right? In the snow, right? They didn't do that shit in the summertime, like how convenient. On some snow, like in the middle of the snow, they was on some Iceman shit. And if you didn't see the video that I'm talking about, don't worry about it. You don't need to see it. Shit is kind of traumatizing. To see a man get killed in front of his wife. And to see a nigga wife get killed in front of her husband, and then that man get killed by the neighbor. Right? By the neighbor. Heartless type shit. Yeah, White Walker type of shit. White Walker type of shit. Just know who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, that was a lesson learned. Like, leave your neighbors alone. You don't know what people are going through in their minds. You don't know how they'll snap. If you're going to talk shit, be strapped up. You know what I'm talking about? Because in the video, the white boy was busting at the nigga. He was such in shock. He didn't even move for like 3 or 4 shots. He just stood there until he got hit. Then he was like, oh. I'm like, damn, homie. You could have avoided that. You and your wife was slow key, like, dumping on homie. Yeah, he went back to get the brisket, and then he start cooking niggas. He went back and got that big boy. Yeah, he went back for that AR. He went back for that AR, bro. He was like, the handgun won't do it. Somebody said it. You don't want to see it. I ain't see it. I guess I should not be juicing it up like that because it'll make niggas want to go see the video. And like I said, you're not supposed to be watching people die on film. It should look like a video game too. By the way, BTW, it looked like a video game. It looks like some shit that you would see in Grand Theft Auto. One of the reasons why these little niggas is wilding out the way that they are, carjacking and shooting niggas with big guns and whatnot, is because of GTA, nigga. They living out a fucking video game. Like this whole shit. This whole Matrix is turning into a video game. The more realistic that the video games begin to get, it seems like the more that there's a fucking blur in the lines. Right? Like this little nigga Th3rd is looking like WandaVision. What the fuck? Like this shit is blurring, bro. This shit is blurring. We should not watch people die on film. It's a little bit of PTSD involved in shit like that, even though I could stomach white people killing each other. I mean, I think I'm built for that. You know what I mean? It don't hit me the same as seeing a brother, you know, falling. I don't know what it is. You know, I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure it out. You know, I'm still trying to figure it out. Somebody said, what kind of pills y'all be taking? Nigga, red pills. What are you talking about? How? Duh. I mean, come on, bro. That's a stupid question. We're on some red pills, nigga. Did I hear about the black harp that martyred itself? Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. You know? 2 suicides because the person who shot the man and his wife, he killed himself. Right? He was like, I'm not going to the pokey. You know what I'm saying? He probably made it up in his mind. You know what? I don't think I want to lay up with these niggas in Rawway forever. Like, you know what I mean? I'm finna get life. I don't think that I'm ready for that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think that I'm ready for that. And he took his life. And then you have a story of a melanated officer, black man, who said that he was fighting for his identity. Right? This man was fighting for his identity. He said, I'm a police officer. There goes the Cash App, beloved. Sister Courtney, salute to you. He said, that I'm struggling, right, to get my identity back as a black man, right? After taking the blue oath, Blue Lives Matter type shit. You know what I mean? They got these niggas thinking they really blue and whatnot. He's like, I want to reclaim my blackness. And then he was voicing his disgust, right? He was voicing his disgust about the way that black people are being treated, right? Black officers and black suspects by the police department. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, that Christopher. So, yeah, you know, he could have kind of snapped and like start bodying shit. You know what I mean? He could have snapped and did the same thing that the quote unquote, whatchamacallit, the neighbor did. Right? He could have snapped because the neighbor snapped. There's no way that was somebody who was not dealing with suicidal thoughts, homicidal thoughts. I was watching a video. What's my nigga name? Charleston. What's his name? What's this nigga's name? Charleston White. Right? Charleston White. He was being interviewed by Queen's Flip. This nigga said, I'm suicidal and homicidal. And he has a term for the shit. Like there's a certain type of the police on your files and whatnot. there's like a fucking, there's, how like when you get locked up, if you cut a lot of people with razors, they call you a predicate, right? You're a predicate cutter. You know what I'm saying? Career criminal, predicate, whatnot. There's a certain term for niggas that's out there that's suicidal and homicidal, right? So we're in these days and times of this mass lockdown where people are super stressed out, right? You don't know if they're quote unquote losing loved ones. You don't know if they're dealing with rent issues, bills being backed up. They haven't seen their babies, all kind of stupid shit. Come on, bro. Stop it. So you got to be careful when you react to the negativity, right? Because, there's trolls everywhere. But trolls in real life is a lot more dangerous than trolls on the internet. So when in public transportation, because Joe Biden just put out a mandate that every time, it's a federal mandate that wherever you get on public transportation, you get on the fucking bus, you know what I'm talking about? You get on a plane, train, or the automobile like Uber. Nigga didn't want to pick me up the other day because I didn't have a mask. I was like, I'm wearing it. He was like, where? I was like, my face, nigga. I'm really a white guy wearing a mask. He was like, no, you can't get into Uber. I'm like, come on, fam. I'm gonna tie my shirt around my face, okay? Just nigga, let's go before I don't tip you. And then he let me get into Uber. But people are stressed out. People are stressed out. People are dealing with some shit that you have. The reason why we're almost at a year come March for this lockdown. This shit has created severe mental issues and it has deteriorated the mental state. I was in New York the other day. That shit is upside fucking down. Okay? New York is crazy. Niggas, bruh. And I said this I was telling somebody out there in New York. I was out there for like a few days. There wasn't a day. There wasn't one day that went by that I was not walking by somebody in the street smoking a full blunt, right? I'm talking about some loud shit. Like, usually you would get that on the side block. Niggas, you go on the side block, you go on like 6th Avenue, underneath the scaffolds, niggas will be burning it down. No, these niggas are smoking on Broadway. I said, Siri, is weed legal in New York? She said, no. I said, what the fuck is going on then? Then when I got on the train, right? Then when I got on the train for 3 days straight, 3 days, I smelled weed and cigarettes. Niggas had the train car looking like their living room, bro. The only thing that was missing was the PS5. Like, damn. So the mental health is deteriorating quickly. People's is stressed out. These kids is out here killing each other like it's going out of style. You know what I'm talking about? These little niggas is out here drilling, killing, shedding blood, spilling blood, catching stains, and rolling niggas up, smoking them in the blunt. Like it's a game. And that's everywhere. That's in Philly. That's in Chicago. That's in Detroit. That's in Atlanta. That's in Jacksonville. That's in Tampa. That's in Minnesota. That's in Milwaukee. They out there drilling like the shit is going out of style. And then we have another tragic story with a young god or the young man. I don't know him. The nigga who did the nay-nay, right? So the progenitor of a lot of these fucking dances, right, that I really don't like. I'm not a dancer. You know what I'm saying? And if I were, I would be fucking offended by some of the shit that these niggas are out here doing. Yeah. Siri, play the Junebug challenge. Let's get it started. Okay. And the young man, now I don't know. Y'all might be more hip to the story about this young man that I do, but when I went to Google to go research him, I seen some other shit called Silent Toe Bussy. I don't know. I didn't even click the button, but I was reading on Twitter, a lot of people were making reference to that. So I don't know what this little nigga was going through in life. I just know he might have got Little Nas X. He might have been the first one that they Little Nas X. He was the progenitor. I remember being in Harlem and a nigga Perry was doing a nay-nay. I was like, nigga, what are you doing? What the fuck what's going on, nigga? Like, is that a dance? No more dances, we jigging. I guess. And I was like, I know what the fuck happened to this young man. I don't need to do more research. I already know what happened to him. Because I was looking at all of the trouble that he was getting into. I already know what they did to that young man. You know what I'm talking about? And it's not drugs. I know what happened to him. The same thing that happened to all of them niggas that came after him. Astaghfirullah. You know what I mean? Here. Yeah. Some B2K shit happened to him. Some Chris Stokes type of shit happened to him. That young man got buck broken. That young man got buck broken. And then he been running around headless ever since. Lost. Hurt. Feeling betrayed. And I guess nobody wanted to listen to him. Nobody wanted to help him. Nobody wanted to take him serious. So something tragic happened. He wound up killing his cousin, shot him up. You know what I'm talking about? These young boys coming out of Atlanta and Memphis, Alabama, Brooklyn, and other Bronx, these Tekashi 6ix9ine ass niggas, you know, in this predatory industry, right? It's not just the record labels, it's the studios, it's the managers, it's all kind of shit, right? It's all kind of shit. And these youngins, they got young artists, right? The industry is not catering to the old niggas no more. They scaled it back to where the young artists are being highlighted. Yeah, the Bronx is getting very bati. Yeah, it is. I seen it. Harlem is gone. Harlem is bati fish capital, right? Harlem is nigga. Harlem is Chi headquarters. You know, let's not even talk about Brooklyn. Brooklyn is gone. Shit is Romanistic. Niggas was talking about Atlanta. Yo, watch out when you in Atlanta. Like, nigga, I was in the West End. I didn't see nothing. Nigga, you been to Harlem lately, though? What the fuck? Are you serious? You been in New York lately, nigga? You talk about watch out for Atlanta. I seen more shit in New York than I've ever seen in fucking Atlanta. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where they at in Atlanta. I really did. Harlem is a done data. Somebody talk about they've been trying to get to Harlem for what? We could hit Loaded Lux up and see him somewhere else. That's the only person that I would go to see to Harlem for, is to meet up with Loaded Lux. Nigga. Other than that, I don't know what you going there for. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what you going there for. Oh, they in Lenox Mall. Yeah, I've been known to stay out of there. I've been known to stay out of Lenox for years now. You will not find me in Lenox. You know what I'm talking about? If I'm going to Lenox, I'm gonna find out where the store is at and what's the closest entrance next to the store. I'm pulling up and I'm running in the store and I'm running out, nigga. You will not see me walking around Lenox like this shit is '03 or something. I'm good. The Harlem Renaissance, the nigga, the Dipset destroyed all that. What you talking about? The Harlem Renaissance, nigga. Alpo and them niggas destroyed that. There's no Harlem Renaissance. What are you talking about? It's in a book. We think you're gonna go to an old fucking brownstone, nigga, where they was playing jazz? I think not. I think not. You know what I'm talking about? I think not. That turned into a crack house. They tore down Lenox Lounge. That's no more. What else? I don't know. The state office building, like, what do you? I don't know about that. That shit fell when crack hit. And then the Dips, they brought, shout out to the Dips. It's Cam's birthday today. You know, they brought in a lot of the gangs. You know, they just finished it off. You know what I'm talking about? I had said it before. I remember we used to go to Harlem to get the baddies with the doobies and the 5411s and whatnot. It was a certain type of pedigree of female that was at Grant's Tomb. That was up there in Harlem. Nigga, that shit went away. Nigga. I don't know what happened to them. They got Dipset. You know what I mean? They got Dipsetted it, and they are no more. I don't even know. You go up there, shorty might snatch your chain these days. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, you know, shit is, you know, it's the winter time. Don't be surprised at nothing that you see. You know, don't be surprised at nothing that you see. You know, winter is here. You know what I mean? This is hibernation time. Like I said, this is a good time to deal with, you know, business affairs, health, you know, going over your books, getting yourself ready for the real spring, for the real New Year's. You know, that's really what this is about. You know, recollection, just getting everything in order and whatnot. You know what I mean? That's what this. I mean, that's what it is to me. I mean, I'm not surprised by shit. Yeah, winter in America. Siri, play Gil Scott. Winter in America. So yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, we about to get out of here. I think we're gonna be doing something on Black Magic 363. Shout out to Cam Bada. Shout out to Lux. I know they got a video premiere of a very fire video called Manifest Destiny. I need y'all to all tap in. That shit is gonna be lit. So you know, what's good with Dogecoin? I don't know. I bought a whole bunch of them thinking them shits was gonna go skyrocket, and they didn't. You know, they did not. So I don't know. I don't know. Can't tell you. All right. But yeah, we'll be back. Oh, I do have a special announcement. We're gonna break it on Monday. You know what I mean? It's dealing with the next lecture that's coming up, American Gods 4.4. My special guest is going to be announced. So be there for Melanin Monday. All right. I'll have my special guest in the building, and we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna activate. Matter of fact, I'm with my special guest tonight. So you'll hear about it on Brother Rich's channel. You know what I'm talking about? So it's up and it's stuck. You know what I'm talking about? It's up and it's stuck. So we are gonna play another. We're gonna play that commercial. Our sponsors for the night, my brother Copper Chow. All right, and then we're gonna go to some music, and then we out.
Do your best to subscribe to Conscious Black Crystal Connection. Peace.
And then, you know, we have this power inside of us, this strength inside of us when we need it, that we tap into. The adrenaline kicks in and it supercharges our avatar bodies and gives us super strength for a short period of time. And then we're capable of doing more, the most incredible things, you know.
Twist the rock the mic non-stop, so when you spot that twist the rock the mic non-stop, so when you spot that Th3rd type hot track, so it's a beat format.
Thank y'all.
And we appreciate
And
you.
thank you, brother.
All right, can I get a shout out to say peace to the Conscious Black Crystal
Peace
Connection?
to the Conscious Black Crystal Connection.
Yeah, all day, every day.
All day, every day.
There we are.
Stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel. Appreciate you, Lord.
All right, check them crowns out. Know what I'm talking about? Go to the brothers. The links is in the description. Check out them crowns. All right. And yes, we have a show coming up too. We're gonna be talking about a new income stream with the Tron on the Tron blockchain. All right. So look out for that. That's coming up. Shout out to the guy Slice, Iggy, and the team over there. All right. This is Cold World. Can y'all hear it clearly? Let me know how you can hear it. I want to make sure the sound is up. Now, Freeman. Conway. Hey. Now they're looking like girlfriends. You can't hear it? The volume is low? I want the blood clot, man. I don't understand this. All right, let me see something. Hold on.